everybody is able to easily detect what is authentic and what isn't. You've most likely met someone who you just like them right off the bat and you can't tell why. It's most likely because of how authentic they are. Authenticity is a powerful tool that a lot of people unfortunately don't practice, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. Hi, my name is Emmy. Thank you for coming back to my channel and thank you for watching this video. To really understand what it means to be authentic, you have to have your own definition of what is authenticity. Authenticity is so powerful because you can feel when someone is authentic. You can feel when someone is behaving in their own form, their own shape, their own way of how they express themselves, because they don't care about what other people think of them. They know their own flaws, they know their own strengths, they know their own potential. So naturally, they are true to themselves. Authentic people usually leave a mark anywhere they go. Their social presence is exactly in correspondence to how they are in real life. They don't act different with different people or different scenarios because that's not something they value. They're real and genuine. They'll tell you how it is because they want to be honest with you, and if you want their opinion, they'll give it to you. And there's someone who are reliable. They leave a mark on you because they're just someone who can really come into your life and really have you like rethink your whole life. I mean, I know that happened to me. So now, after hearing everything good that there is about authenticity and what an authentic person typically looks like, you're probably wanting it for yourself. And the good news is that it's not impossible, but the not so good news is how vulnerable you have to be with yourself. Authentic people are authentic. They are real, they are genuine, they are them. So I believe that in order to be authentic, you have to create your own aesthetic. Creating your own aesthetic for yourself is creating your own persona, creating who you want to be and who you want to embody. So the obvious question is, who are you? What persona do you want to perceive? How do you want to be authentically? This can be hard when you don't know who you are as a person. I'm not gonna lie, it might take some time to figure out who you are and who you want to be. But it's all part of the journey. Life is all about figuring out who you are. But when it comes to you and thinking of your aesthetic, you have to have this revolve around you. So you need to think about everything that is true to you. So for example, what do you see in other people that you like? And what do you see in other people that you don't like? I can go on and make a big list about what I do and don't like, but everything that I do like is what I'm going to revolve my aesthetic around. And now that I know everything that I value in another person, how can I want to attract someone like that if I'm not acting that way? So whatever you value in someone else, you have to become. So experiment with stuff that you like. If you like someone to be positive, experiment what it feels like to be positive. If you like someone to be outgoing and bubbly, then experiment what it feels like to be outgoing and bubbly. You're never gonna know what you really feel like. You're never gonna know what you really like if you don't experiment with it. And then, to go hand in hand with that, change whatever you don't like about yourself. And I'm not talking physically. There was a point in my life when I was becoming extremely anxious and my social anxiety was through the roof. It got so bad to where I couldn't even talk to my family at the dinner table because just the thought of them turning around and everybody looking at me had my anxiety through the roof. And yeah, I knew I was anxious. I was conscious about it, and I was conscious about the fact that I was becoming anxious. I didn't like that about myself. I didn't want to become anxious. So the fact that I didn't like that, I knew I had to change it. I knew I had to not be an anxious person. So that led to me going down a rabbit hole of figuring out what it means to be anxious, what causes anxiety, how to let go of your anxiety, how to build your self-esteem, how to become confident, everything that falls under the category of anxiety, knowledge was my superpower. I took all the knowledge that I learned about anxiety and I used it to benefit me because I didn't want to be an anxious person anymore. That didn't serve me. I didn't like that about myself, so I changed it. And if you are telling yourself that you can't, the first thing you need to do is stop telling yourself that you can't because you are resisting yourself. You are the creator of your life. And if you don't want to get so deep into it, then at least be the creator of your own fucking aesthetic. So create your aesthetic around you and your persona. Whenever I was creating my aesthetic and how I wanted my authenticity to shine through me, I would ask myself the following questions. What would Emmy do? What would Emmy wear? What would Emmy say? What would Emmy behave like? What would Emmy not do? What would Emmy not wear? What would Emmy not say? How would Emmy not act like? When I can figure out who I am, then I have the power to create my Emmy aesthetic. And in the process of figuring out my aesthetic, figuring out who I am or what my authenticity looks like, I had to ask myself, if I can't be true to myself, how can I be true to others? So after you can create the literal or meaningful reasoning behind your aesthetic or your authenticity, then you can start to brand yourself. So if you could choose 5 words to describe you or how you want to be, what words would you pick? My 5 words were businesswoman, role model, genuine, knowledgeable, and funny. Those are my top 5 words because that is what I value in other people. So that is ultimately what I'm going to value in myself. Sometimes the things that you can't value in other people might be a lesson of how you could be acting in that moment. So find what you value in people and find what you don't value in people and see if maybe you have a relationship with why you don't value certain things in other people. So now that you have your words that you would describe yourself as, what colors do you want to correspond with you and your aesthetic? Identifying your colors has a lot more significance than you might think. When you brand yourself, you're ultimately selling yourself, or you're ultimately portraying your professional identity. So in correspondence with what colors I chose to brand myself, it's going to correspond with my environment, my clothes, my makeup, what colors look good on me, what colors don't look good on me, what are gonna enhance my features and what aren't. So after figuring out what colors correspond with you, then you can start to question what makes you unique physically, mentally, and emotionally. So some physical unique features that people have relate to your face shape, your eye color, your skin complexion. So identify what you have and then find what will enhance your features even more. So what hairstyles or what hair colors go well with your face shape and your skin complexion? What makeup style or what colors go well with your eye color? Emotionally, what makes you unique? Is it your mindset? Is it your determination? Is it your self-awareness? Is it your self-esteem? Is it your empathy? What makes you unique emotionally? And mentally, what makes you unique? Are you creative? Are you conscious? Are you curious? Are you flexible? Are you resilient? Are you open-minded? What makes you unique mentally? And finally, the most important thing behind branding yourself and creating your own aesthetic is identifying your story. Where is your authenticity coming from? And what is the meaning behind you being authentic? Why is it important to you? When you can now figure out what it means to become authentic and figure out your own authenticity, the final step is for you to step into this person. You'll become everything that you defined as authentic, and you'll become genuine because you are just genuinely acting like yourself. So you'll go forward and attract other genuine, authentic people into your life because that's the frequency that you're vibrating at. That's the frequency that you're putting out, so you're gonna attract the same thing. You are going to be vibrating at your highest level. You are going to be your most authentic self, and people around you will notice it. People love authenticity. Everything that you are going to get in return is going to be meant for you, and it's going to be stuff that you attracted simply on how authentic you are. There's going to be no regret, no fear, no resistance, and no hiding because you are exactly who you are, and you are portraying yourself exactly as who you are. And there's nothing more beautiful in life than that. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. I love you, and I will see you in the next one.